What's up, guys? I'm Adrien Nunez, and I'm here at CMA Fest with American Songwriter.
So, how many CMA Fests is it for you now?
This is my second and my first as an artist. So I went last year when I was promoting country music, promoting a bunch of other artists' songs in between their sets. So I was running around everywhere doing that. So
what is your favorite CMA Fest moment so far, this year or last year?
Last year, I would say Shabuzi performing Bar Song for the first time in Nashville at the Reverb stage, where he had Broadway completely blocked off. It was a really cool moment because I had just met him probably like a month prior, and when we were doing the promotion for Bar Song, he was out on Broadway and walking around, and everyone's asking me like who he is, and now he can't walk on Broadway at all. You know, so that was pretty cool to see in like real time, like a month's difference in what that a big song like that does. So
for sure. What are you most looking forward to about the festival this year, since you just got here? Like, what are you excited about today?
I'm excited to perform. This is the same stage that I saw Shabuzi play last year, which is really cool. And yeah, I'm super honored to be a part of CMA Fest. So yeah.
Awesome. Very good. So real quick, talk to me about how you got involved in country music. Like, kind of tell your story about how you came to be here.
So I for the last 2 years, 2.5 maybe, I was promoting country music on social media in my car. I would sing the songs in my car and I would post them on socials, and then labels started to catch wind of it, that people were, watching those videos, whatever song I was singing. And I started to work with the labels and the artists to promote their stuff that wasn't out, so they would send me the new song that wasn't out, or I would go fly somewhere, or the artist would fly in and we'd do an in-person shoot. And that was kind of like my foot into the country space, where I started to get to know a lot of artists. I started to get to know a lot of the labels' creative teams and managers. And so that was kind of my foot into the door. And being in Nashville, I just started writing for fun, and which is really cool. The first song that I ever put out there was no intention of ever putting it out. It was just because I love to write, and yeah, now we're here.
Now he's here. And then Low Road blew up.
Yeah, Low Road did its thing. Well, I put it online, and it got a lot of traction within the first couple hours, and continued to do that. And then I actually hadn't finished the song yet once I put it online, and so the mission there was trying to finish the song, get it mixed and mastered, and put on all DSPs within like 3 weeks, which we did. And yeah, so.
Do you panic when that happens? When you have a song that's half finished to blow up?
Great. No, yeah, that was awesome. I mean, obviously that's
I would be having a nervous breakdown.
That's not ideal, but obviously I wasn't with a label. I wasn't with. It was just me and the producer on the song too. So I just went to his house like we did to write it, and we wrote the second verse, and then he mixed it himself, and we sent it over to mastering, which they get back in the same day. And I didn't really know like what that meant. Like, when
you didn't know enough to panic.
Yeah, I didn't know exactly. Yeah.
Very good.
There you go.
Fair. Tell me about Don't Want to Go Home.
Yeah, that was the first song I wrote out in LA. It was my first writing trip out there, and I wrote it with Peter Fenn and Jesse Fink. Awesome guys, and first piece of work we've put out together, and we have hopefully a couple more coming out. And
it just came out, right?
It just came out Friday, yep.
So 2 days ago.
Yep, 2 days ago.
Brand new. Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. And you're on tour with Luke Bryan.
Yep, on tour with Luke. Just got back from Raleigh. He's awesome. He's been like, he takes all the openers out on stage with him during his set once everybody's there, and we sing Meet in the Middle, and it's some 90s country, which I didn't know that song before he had said, we're gonna go on stage and perform this. And
when were you born?
99, and that song came out in 91, I believe. Okay. So it was almost a decade before I was born.
Good God.
But I learned the chorus, and we got the chorus down. I think by the third week, though, I'm going to do a verse by myself.
So I think you should.
Yeah,
You're going to, I think you should.
It's good. I'm getting schooled a little bit. with Luke on the road. So
Well, it's a different. Diamond Rio is.
yeah,
They're great, and that's some harmony.
Yeah.
There.
For sure.
Good.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Alexandra Kay, and I am hanging out at CMA Fest with American Songwriter.
All right, ma'am. So, how many CMA Fests is this for you?
This is my third CMA Fest.
When you think back, what are your favorite CMA Fest memories so far?
Probably playing the Dr. Pepper stage last year because I think that no matter what happens in my career, I'm always going to have that little piece of me in the back of my mind that says nobody's going to show up. And walking out and the place was completely full is something that I'll never forget. So that was really, really great.
I love it. So, are you done, or do you still have things left to do?
So I play on the Reverb stage at 5:00.
Very good.
And then I'm done.
So, I was trying to figure out, should I ask you what you're most looking forward to this year, or what your favorite moment was this year? Which one would you like to go with? We can go either way.
Well, I'm really looking forward to my show at 5. I kind of changed the set around. I get to have some new music premiering tonight and get to show them a little something different. So I'm really looking forward to my show tonight.
Awesome. Well, introduce us to The Last.
The Last is my newest song that I just put out from my record that'll be out by the end of the year. And it's kind of like, the song to my boyfriend, I guess. It's like I'm finally, trusting someone with my heart again after, going through a divorce a few years ago and writing all I've ever known through that. And this is kind of a great intro into my new record and falling in love again and trusting someone else with your heart. And it's basically just a message of saying everything that has happened to me in my life first. All of the firsts that I've had don't matter as long as you're the last person I get to do it with.
Oh, it feels like a new chapter for you, kind of like all of the way around, because I feel like it took you a while to get to, a big label and have the support that you needed, and then to get into a relationship that makes you happy and have the support that you needed. Yeah. So
it feels like I got a second wind, like it just feels like I'm completely starting over with the best team in the entire world. Like, I truly think that I signed with the best label in this town. That's my opinion. And I have so much support from my family, from my boyfriend, in my love life, in my professional life. Being an independent artist was really, really great. I had a really great run of it, 6 years. And when I was ready to go to radio, I knew exactly who I wanted to go with. And so it was an easy choice.
Awesome. Tell me about Cupid's a Cowgirl.
Cupid's a Cowgirl is my big, fun, flirty, sassy song on the record. It was the first one we put out for the new album because I wanted to kind of prepare everybody for this kind of change. It's more upbeat than anything on my first record, and it's now the song that we start every single show with. So it's fun, it's lively, and it's what people can expect from this new album.
Hey everybody, Billy Dean here, and I'm with American Songwriter right here at CMA Fest.
Catch me up. What do you have going on? I hear you're touring and maybe working on some new music.
I am. I moved back to my home state of Florida about 5 years ago, and after 30-something years in Nashville, and while I'm down in Florida, I find out the 90s country music is having this resurgence again.
It sure is.
And I had been writing all during this time. Downtime is just something you just have to do, and I had all these songs, and I feel like, personally, some of the best work I've done. The older you get, I think you got another layer of story you can, that you can speak about. And the timing of the 90s having a resurgence and me having all this new material seemed like a great time to work on some of that. And we also are celebrating 35 years this year of the release of the first album.
Oh my goodness.
I know, I didn't mean to make you feel, I know you grew up listening to me.
I did. So only here for a little while. It's
35.
It's 35.
I'm sorry.
Oh, dear God.
It looked like I just hit you with the left hook.
Yep. You were on my wall when I was a kid. Absolutely.
I was.
You were. Mm-hmm. You had a poster that was just you standing on a white background, in front of a white background, and you were standing up and your guitar was like that. Yep.
Yes, I remember that.
Yep.
Well, the team wanted me to reimagine some of the songs from the first album. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the first album was called Young Man, and I'm 63 now. And so I did a little bit of a rewrite of the chorus of Young Man to kind of look back, reflect. I've had time to look back, and when you're in the middle of all of this, your career, you're always looking forward. You don't have time to really look back. So I didn't quite know how to approach what reimagine meant, so I just printed out the lyrics of like Somewhere in My Broken Heart, Only Here for a Little While, Young Man, and I just put the lyric down, and I just was reading the lyric, and I had my guitar, and just subconsciously I was kind of noodling on the guitar as I was reading the lyric. Totally different version of what that lyric means to me now musically, as opposed to what it meant to me then. But you know, you're playing with fire when you try to reimagine something that everyone's burned in everyone's mind. So I felt like the choruses had to be the same, memorable, but we slowed them down, changed kind of the approach, and when I started getting goosebumps, I knew we had something. So that'll be coming out later in the probably late summer. We're looking at possibly doing a couple of specialty projects. I have also a lot of new music, so we're just now preparing how to roll that out, and we're going to be telling you guys a little bit more about that a little bit later on. But some songs I didn't write. There was a lot of hits that I had that I didn't write, but I approached them musically as if I was the songwriter, giving full credit to the songwriter, but just musically doing them different, like we would do them in sound check. We would always play with the arrangements and things like that. So so for this 35, we got some good surprises coming later on in this summer to celebrate this 35-year benchmark.
Hi, this is Pam Tillis, and you're at CMA Fest with American Songwriter.
How many CMA Fests have you been to at this point? Do you know?
I'm thinking 35.
Oh, my goodness. What's your favorite CMA Fest memory?
Oh, my favorite, well, I have a couple. One year when everybody used to do an artist booth, I don't think they're doing that anymore, per se.
A couple.
But we had I had a song out called, it was the silliest song I ever recorded. It was called Betty's Got a Bass Boat. And we actually had a bass boat. And everybody got there, to sit in the boat and sign autographs. It was a hoot. And at that time, too, I had a merchandise. I had a cap. It was a fish head and then the fish fins in the back. It was marketing genius. But that was fun. And just, the excitement of seeing, fans, the line just stretch on into the horizon. It's like, wow, they come here and they show the artist so much love. And so really just thinking back to those days when, and I'm still meeting people that have come through the line. What they do is they'll bring the pictures that they took in years gone by, and you can see all your old hairdos, which is great.
That's fabulous. What's been your favorite moment from this year?
From this year, I just had a fantastic moment. We did a guitar pull for, I didn't even catch the, it was a channel, a broadcaster from England, and it was Marty Rabin and Mike McGuire from Shenandoah, and Mark Wills, and Billy Dean was just here, and man, everybody was so good. It was fantastic, and just it's really neat to hear other artists who've really kept their voices intact and strong and beautiful, and the fans, just still connecting with that.
I love it. Well, I hear you have a special anniversary this year.
Very special. Yeah, 25th anniversary as an Opry member. I know. I can't believe it. I know. I can remember for a long time, wanting to be asked. And then, my manager told me at a certain point, he goes, little birdie tells me they're talking about you possibly becoming a member, and they just really they like to know before they even ask, would you commit to something like that? And I'm like, yeah. So, it'll be a big thing in August. They give you a cake and everything.
I'm excited. Yeah,
they give you, you get to invite a bunch of people to your segment, and so I'm just going to be a party. I was the first woman of the new millennium, so 2000. I became a member. Yeah.
What did that mean to you?
Well, I grew up in the business, and I grew up in a country music family, as you know. My dad came here in 55. And so for me, it's more than just a career thing,
Right.
And like Miss Minnie Pearl, Sarah Ophelia Cannon, Mrs. Cannon, she was a huge member, an important member of the Grand Ole Opry for so long. She was like an aunt to me, and to be part of that chain, and the part of the family. For me, it's very much family. And Lori Morgan has become my tour buddy over the last 16 years, and she grew up at the Opry. One of my first. Sometimes I say my big debut was on the Grand Ole Opry stage at the Old Ryman when I was 8 years old. So it's been a long, interesting journey, and to be a part of the country music family and carrying on the tradition, following in my father's footsteps, it means everything.
And you're doing all that and still making new music, aren't you? Still working on new things.
I am, yeah.
Tell me what you're working on.
Well, I don't put albums out quickly. So I don't intentionally make them wait, but it just works out that way. But my last record came out in during the lockdown, during the pandemic. And so that was called Looking for a Feeling. But I found it, and now I'm ready to put it on the next record.
I love it.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Brandon Lake here at CMA Fest, and I'm hanging out with American Songwriter.
So how many CMA Fest is this for you?
This is my very first one.
And how's that been?
It's been amazing. I'm glad this is my first year. Well, I would say I wish I've been coming for years, but it feels very special that the first year I get to participate. It's a year where we have a really big song that I get to share with a very special friend, being Jelly Roll. And it's been incredible, from a moment in Nissan Stadium, getting to sing Hard Fought Hallelujah and putting 400 drones in the sky to form a cross over. I don't know if anyone's ever done that before. Jelly Roll's idea, and I'm like, bro, I'm in. It was an incredibly special moment.
That's amazing.
And then I just got off the stage, Riverfront stage for my set, and it was packed out, and the energy was insane. I'm still so sweaty. So it was a good time.
There's got to be some kind. Actually, let me rewind. I'm sure there is no stat for somebody who's like, yeah, it's my first year in country music, and I played Riverfront, and I played the stadium, and I put a bazillion drones in the air and formed a cross.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you attach yourself, or you become really close with Jelly Roll. But then also, I think it speaks to the foundation of faith that's already exists in country music. And so I think that's the biggest surprise for me, is stepping in. I mean, I've grown up on it. So for me, it doesn't feel like stepping in, although this is a lot of new for me. I've grown up on country music. But everyone has been so acceptive and already been like, aware of my music. And today was proof. I thought maybe 14 people would show up, and the place, the hill was absolutely packed out. And by the end of my set, I mean, every hand was in the air. There's just a crazy, and everyone knew every lyric, which is crazy. So it's kind of cool. I think people in this community are often listening to a Luke Combs song, but then a Brandon Lake song, and then, a Scotty song, and then a song that, might be one of my guys, like Benjamin Hastings. And so it's really cool that it's not been a stretch.
I love it. So I hear you have a new album coming out.
I do.
Like next week?
Yeah, Friday. Yeah,
wow,
Friday.
It's like you planned this or
I know.
something.
It lined up really well. And my birthday's the next week.
Oh,
and
what day?
The 21st.
Oh.
And get to do a cruise. Me and a buddy of mine we're just doing our first headlining cruise, so it should be fun. But yeah, King of Hearts is my new record. Comes out June 13th. Super excited. Country, rock and roll, beautiful melodic ballad type stuff. Just everything, every expression that I love to use my voice and kind of song to write exists. And so there's a song for everybody. And then I get to follow that up with a King of Hearts tour this fall and next spring, and tickets are flying. And so I'm excited to sing these new songs with people.
Awesome. So it sounds like whether you are a new Brandon Lake fan or a An OG. I was looking for an OG. That there's going to be something for you on this album.
Absolutely. And that's what gets me excited is like, if you've never heard of me, maybe you were at CMA Fest, you caught my set and you're like, oh, okay, this was some awesome energy. Let me check out this record. Yeah, there's something for everyone. There's songs to make you cry, songs to like make you, get up and run laps. And like, it's everything I love, with the foundation of a message that's hopefully giving people faith and hope to keep going.
That's awesome. You mentioned your success with Jelly Roll. Talk about that for a second.
Yeah, so I wrote this song with some friends, Hard Fought Hallelujah, and I've been so inspired by Jelly Roll's story. We came out with this song, and I was like, man, I'd really love to share this song with somebody. And it's got just that country kind of just like grit and soul, with a positive message, but like wrapped in struggle, And so I reached out and had no idea that Jelly had already heard this song on TikTok. Didn't know who I was, but was like, this song like rips. This thing's amazing. Was paying attention, like waiting for it to come out because we teased it on the socials. And I have no idea. He's already heard it, loves the song. And so when his team reached out and was like, hey, Brandon wants you to jump on this song, he was like, I'm all in. So we got on the phone. But the coolest thing was, and what I love about this friendship is that it was never a play to like have a big song. I just wanted to share with somebody that understood these lyrics and has lived it out. And we got on the phone and we talked about life and being a father and being a husband and traveling and balancing all of that. And at the very end, we're like, okay, so should we do this song together? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm in,
That's awesome.
And our friendship's just grown, and I have just so much love for him, and getting to do this together in front of, hundreds of thousands of people is just such an honor, knowing that it's actually like not just entertainment, like it's really helping people, the message of this song, and he's lived that out.
Tell me about Daddy's DNA real quick.
Yeah, it's my personal favorite song on the record. It's a story of the prodigal son and this rebel who takes everything, squanders his family name, ends up sleeping in a pigsty. And so, I mean, it's one of the more like redneck country stories in the Bible, There's another story about them lowering some bubbas lowering a dude through the roof to get to Jesus. There's a whole lot of country and redneck in the Bible. If you're listening, I can tell you that. But this song is about the one that ran away, but the father not only is welcoming him back home, even though he should shame him and all that, but runs out to meet the son as he's running back home and decides to come home. And that's the story of the gospel. Like, we're all rebels and runaways, but we have a loving father that's there to welcome us, and not even just welcome us, but he's chasing after us because he wants to know us and be best friends and kind of be the king of our hearts.
I love it.
Yeah.
We're almost out of time, but I have to ask you about the Rascal Flatts collaboration.
Yeah.
Because like I told you, they told me it was their favorite track on that album.
That's crazy.
And because when it comes on,
there's legends on that record.
There are. Kelly Clarkson's on that record.
Yeah.
But when your track comes on, it sounds so different.
Yeah.
And I think because you're so new to country music, when country music fans hear it, they're like, oh my gosh, who is that? That's stunning.
Oh.
So you have
cool to hear.
this element of surprise, and the fact that you're really good at what you do helps.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it was like one of the most intimidating things I've ever done, because like, who wants to sing next to Gary? He's a
right?
freak, a vocal freak. But the fact that they feel like I did it justice, and I got to sing it live with them on tour a few months back, and that was one of my highlights of this year so far. And just love those guys, and they were so encouraging and helpful to me, and just loved on me and cheered me on. And so I grew up on their music, so it's crazy.
Say the name of the song.
Yeah, it's called Stand.
He did Stand.
Stand. Yeah, which is also not a stretch for me to jump on, because it's like,
right.
What a positive message.
It makes sense.
Like, keep going, get up, stand. There's more to experience. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? It's Mackenzie Carpenter. I am here at CMA Fest with American Songwriter.
How many CMA Fest does this make for you?
I want to say this is my third.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's your favorite CMA Fest memory?
Ooh, honestly, it's hard to compare because they all have such special moments of their own, but we just had a really fun show on the Chevy Vibe stage, had a lot of my family there, a great crowd, so that's going to be a core memory for me now.
Were you at the stadium last night?
I was not.
Because I heard Megan sing Indifferent.
Oh my goodness.
Which means I heard 60,000 people singing it with her.
Isn't that crazy?
And since you co-wrote it, I feel like if you had been in the stadium, that probably would have been...
There could have been some tears or something.
A nice memory for you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was actually traveling back from another show, so I didn't get to see it, but I have been on tour with her the last couple weeks, and so I've gotten to see her sing song after song that we've gotten to write together, and every night it's such a special moment, just hearing people sing it back, and then we get to typically sing a song together, like the girls or Nothing Crazy, so... It's really cool getting to be a small part of that.
I mean, with as many co-writes as you had, I feel like you were probably more than a small part of that. And now you are building your own artist career. Does this mean, are you saving your songs now? Are you saving your ideas for you?
Ooh, it's tough. I feel like I just go into whatever room I'm in, whether it's writing for myself or writing with Megan, and I try to bring whatever I can bring to the table. She brings what she can bring to the table, and whatever song comes out, it always just finds its home. And I believe that it lands with the right person. And so I don't necessarily hold them back, but there are definitely ideas that feel more her or feel more me.
Right. Well, tell me about Hey Country Queen.
Ooh, my debut album. It's so crazy getting to say that. This year I got the debut album, Hey Country Queen, and my debut radio single, I Wish You Would. So it's been a really exciting year checking off some of those big moments. And this album means a lot to me. I've been working on it for years, just like writing, getting the sounds right, getting the visuals right. So it feels good that it's finally out in the world.
Introduce I Wish You Would. Tell people about I Wish You Would.
I Wish You Would, featuring Midland, is my debut single to country radio, and it is just an absolute smash, if I'm being honest. I wrote this song a while back, and I was trying to think of the perfect duet partner, and Midland immediately came to mind, and they have been nothing but super fun and supportive of this single, and they just took the song to the next level, and they sound so amazing. So I'm really thankful for every time we get to play the song together, but... You might wonder, when we're not together, how the song gets performed. And they have done it a lot cooler than me. They actually have a keyboard player named Jeff who puts on a blonde wig and performs my part. So if anybody has any ideas of how I should prank them back, let me know.
That's a very Midland thing to do. Oh, my goodness. Real quick, tell me about the difference between releasing songs as an artist and watching another artist release songs that you've written.
So I think that releasing songs as an artist and then seeing another artist release songs that I've written as a songwriter, it's a very similar feeling, but also very different. It's really, really cool to see a piece of you live in someone else's career and take off as it has with someone like Megan. I feel very connected to those songs, very connected to the people that sing those songs back to her. But there's also something really special about releasing them myself and like building my own fan base and finding people that connect, to the different font of my music and my sound. So it's all very rewarding, and I don't think I could choose one over the other, but it's been a really cool journey, and I'm thankful for both of them.